I'm Mint Salad, and I saw Spawn, and I went to hell, and I respawned. As a Spawn, it is directed by Mark Depe, and I like the Spawn comics, so I was excited to see this movie. By the way, this is a request by Rhea. Thank you, Rhea, for requesting this movie. If you want to request a movie of your own, fast track a movie request at patreon.com/ASCpresents. If you haven't seen Spawn, I'm going to spoil Spawn for you. So the movie starts, we follow this guy. He does assassin missions with cool weapons that explode pretty quickly. The movie pretty much starts with violence. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty rad. Within the first minute, bam, a bunch of explosions occurring. We get to meet the character of Spawn because he's working with the government and the government's guy. His name is Jason Wynn. I found that name to be rather ironic because it's hilarious, but I'll tell you more later. Jason Wynn is the boss of Al Simmons, aka Spawn, but he's Al Simmons right now. We got him being like, hey, you're going to be an assassin. And I'm just thinking, oh, that's not a good amount of agency. That sucks. That seems a little fishy. That when you got Al is like, hey, I'm gonna quit. And you got the guy, Jason, he's like, no, there are no quitters here. And I'm just like, that really does suck. I mean, I do understand you're so high up in a government, don't really want outsiders to be leaking insider information. So anyone who comes inside has to stay inside. That is understandable. However, what is not understandable on a human level, but it is on a very dynamic level, is the need to kill Simmons. Oh, we're going to take him to this nuclear facility and we're going to rig it with a bunch of explosives. By the way, this nuclear facility has these viruses that if I explode will cause the death of 8,000 people in a nearby village. With these numbers considered, guess what? We put a bunch of this weird slime stuff on Spawn's face, and the facility goes kablowy. Now, Jason Wynn has 8,001 deaths on his hand. And there's a cool little fire transition sequence to hell, which I find really cool. I'm like, whoa, I like the circle effect around the path, the portal to hell, and then it just stops. I'm like, oh, he's dead. And then it comes back. And I was like, oh, is this hell? Hell is very wet and not fiery, it seems like. And we get to meet people with a bunch of, there's a cross on the wall. There's this old man who's like trying to talk to him. Be like, oh, hey, yeah, actions have consequences. Choose the good ones. Choose the good actions. And you got Spawn like, I'm here for revenge. I'm here to find Wanda, because that is the wife that he left behind. Man, it was also really sad. The opening scene, Wanda's like, don't come home, please. Come home for dinner. And he doesn't. It's really sad. You got Spawn, he is given a jacket, and it's a really cool jacket. I'm like, whoa, this is like a look. This is a really cool look. Fun thing, we meet a clown, a devil clown. He has really cool makeup, and he eats like the grossest things. His first interaction, he does a really gross thing of farting into his sweatpants, or rather his underwear, and then shows the audience the skid marks, and I'm like, ugh, I do not like this character. If the movie does not want me to like this character, it has done a mighty fine job of it. Spawn doesn't like this character either. I really like how resilient Spawn is, because even though his skin is completely burned off, he still is like, oh, I gotta keep moving forward. I gotta keep going. The only way to go forward to find my family is to just go forward, you know? He goes to this birthday party, and it's really sad to see because Wanda is with another man, and there's a child. Oh no, not Spawn. He falls on the floor. Falls, the dog comes, and the dog has like a bind, what is the word? Has a connection with him. So of course the dog's gonna be like, oh hey, it's my owner. And I'm just thinking, yeah, that's the owner, but you're gonna attract the attention of everyone else. That does happen. And luckily the clown is there to save the day, but he has some really bad ideas for Spawn. I'm like, oh no, Spawn's not being loved, he's only being used. His anger is being used to fund this big war between heaven and hell, and it's really cool in concept, and I'm just like, whoa. Spawn looks really cool with his like suit that he gets throughout the movie. He can get like a bunch of spikes. He's told that he can control his suit, but only by the other Hell Spawn who decided to fight for good. And he's telling him, oh, your actions have consequences. Spawn, with his anger, he's being pit against Jason Wynn because Jason Wynn is the one who sent him to hell himself, so he finds a place with a bunch of people in it. And he goes and, like, attacks Jason. And I'm like, Spawn, this is what they're doing. Can you see it? What do you think revenge is gonna do? Are you going to become a better person after you kill someone else? No. Murder only leads to you being more soulless, as I've heard, as I hypothesize, because love is the ultimate answer, and there is no love. And speaking of Jason, man, I wish he wore his cool suit, like in the comics, but he doesn't. I mean, that's okay. He has this virus. Luckily, the virus testing from when he killed Spawn was successful, and now he has this super deadly virus that's super deadly and it's gonna kill everyone if he releases it on everyone. Well, no one's allowed to kill him because a big brain idea of putting the detonator into my chest, so if anyone tries to kill me, then everyone explodes. On the surface, that is a really good idea, because who wants to die? Nobody. However, if you're already dead, who cares about Earth? Who cares? Ah yes, and then the clown violator comes and violates all over the place, which is to say, I'm gonna help with all of this destruction. Let's go to heck. Let's go to heck and heck. What happens in heck and heck? Well, let me kind of give you more of an idea why you're doing this, why you're here, why are you a Hellspawn? Well, you have agreed to lead our army of hell in order to be with a mortal woman, and if I were in his position, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't agree to sell my soul eternally, which is, by the way, forever in time, to be with a woman who might die in 80 years. Think about that. The math on infinity is much greater than 80 years. So you have 80 years with the girl that you like, and then she dies. And then she gets sent to heaven or hell. If hell, then that's bad. But if heaven, then that's bad, because you're also stuck, immortal, with no one to love. Not having the sweet release of death gives life no meaning. Basically, any attachments that you have, null and void, because those attachments will die and you'll continue living on. This is ultimately why I wouldn't choose to become a Spawn, because at the end of the day, living for infinity sounds like hell. Imagine the Earth is destroyed 4 billion years in the future, or how many billion years, and you're not dead. What now? You're in a bunch of rocks. You're in the white void, and you're still alive. No one's around to help you. No one's around to talk to you about anything. It's just you alone floating in an endless white void. This is my argument against immortality. You don't want it. It sounds bad. But also, speaking of immortality, I gotta say that the Violator, when he finally shows off his power levels, is pretty cool. Like, his demonic state is super CG, but I like the CG because it is not real. And it's not supposed to represent anything real, so it looks fun. It looks really fun. The fight sequence when they go to hell is fun, and the fact that they go to hell and fight with a demon, and then like defeat him, and then they go back and just try to save everyone from this virus. And also looks like Wanda's husband is like, hey, I got some deets I'm gonna share to the press about Jason Wynn. How's winning for you, Jason? Haha, looks like you're the ultimate loser. There's just so many cool sequences of Spawn using his abilities. For example, when he's about to kill Jason Wynn and he's told about the detonator, then he does a weird magic thing and then destroys the detonator, and now, oh no, none of these explosions can occur. Haha, sucks for your ultimate win. Doesn't that just suck? Haha. Also, just all the fighting is super fun and cool, and all the violence. It's just Spawn is such a cool character. Guess who also comes with Spawn to hell to face Demon? And all the other Spawns, mind you. When he goes to hell, he figures out that there's like 1 million despawns, but then he starts absorbing their souls. He's the one true Spawn. And I'm like, whoa, that is so cool. He just absorbed all those spawns. He must be like the coolest Spawn in hell. Maybe those other spawns have no souls and so have no agency to claim their bodies like Spawn does. And then him and his old man friend go to hell to battle it out. Man, Spawn's outfit is just so cool. I'm just thinking about it right now. It's the coolest outfit I've ever seen so far. And I'm just thinking, right after Spawn leaves hell and looks at Wanda and her husband, he's like, I'm sad. They're happy, but I don't want to ruin that, so I'm just gonna go somewhere else. Roam the streets. And I'm like, that's such a sad ending for Spawn. He doesn't get to be with the girl that he wants to be with, that he came back from dying to be with. A sad fate. But at the same time, Spawn is here. Spawn's so cool. Oh my goodness gracious. I love just Spawn's really cool abilities. His cape. I forgot to mention the cape. The cape is the coolest part. You got like a bunch of fights between him and Violator. He protects himself using his cape, just like hardens into like a shield, and his cape is just like ultimately whatever he wants it to be. It is so cool. And the CG on the hellscape is so wacky, but it's also really disorienting. But I think that is the point, because the disorienting nature of it is the hell. It's just, what is going on? There's just so many characters, so many assets on screen, so many fights, bam, bam, bam. Just the pulsating ground is really cool. I really like this movie. the acting's really fun. I also noticed how like some of the subtitles were different on my copy versus the actual dialogue. Like, there's a scene where you got a bunch of cops shooting at Spawn, and he says, hell yeah, but the caption says, holy sheet. And it's fun. I'm like, oh, that's really funny. And so, since Spawn is so awesome, I gotta give this movie a solid 9.9 out of 10. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert film watcher, so request a movie in the comments below. Or if you want to fast track that request a movie at patreon.com/ASCpresents for $20 a month, you get to request one movie review per 1 month. So go check out patreon.com/ASUpresents. If you want to help support the channel, go to this link tree for some NSFW content here. You'll really enjoy it. It really helps with the channel and for the movie reviews to keep on going. So go to this link tree right here. Until next time, I'm in Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.